Hello, my name is Jared Staub. I am a co-founder and CEO of Contagian Solutions, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you about the ARC tent, which is a portable, affordable, disposable, rapidly deployable negative pressure environment. We live in a different world, and we are learning the lessons of the globalization and spread of disease. And within 36 hours, any virus from anywhere can be literally at our doorstep. And so this happened with Ebola, in 2014. This has happened with H1N1, H3N2, now with COVID and, several resurgences and surges. And so we really need to be able to mitigate these threats. And these aren't just on our healthcare system and on our population and the millions of deaths, but as we saw COVID ravage an aircraft carrier and take the USS Teddy Roosevelt completely out of service, this is also important for our national security. This has lots of implications on society, but also in the hospital. So the fee-for-service environment and our ambulatory service lines were the bread and butter of the American healthcare system. And what we saw was, for a while, near total collapse as the increased costs of PPE associated with the cancellation of elective surgeries, the illnesses, the quarantines, and everything else really delayed care for our patients. And we have backlogs of months and months and months related to the inefficiencies that the COVID-19 pandemic has brought upon us. So just as an example, right now, whenever we put in a breathing tube or intubate somebody in the OR, we have to spend 6 minutes at the start of the surgery and 6 minutes at the end of the procedure waiting for 12 airflow exchanges, which is the mandate by the CDC to mitigate aerosolized pathogen. And so we have the entire surgical team coming in, putting on PPE, the gowns, the face shields, the N95 masks, and then the anesthesia team puts them to sleep as that team exits. They come back in 6 minutes later, they put on all this PPE again, we do the procedure, and then it comes to the end of the procedure and everybody takes off their PPE, they leave the room, we take the breathing tube out of the patient, and then they come back in. So there's a lot of wasted time and a lot of wasted PPE. Both of which are precious to providing care for our patients and keeping our healthcare personnel safe. And so there's got to be a better solution. This also took a very personal toll. This was built in a garage by 5 frontline physicians who really didn't know if they could come in and hug their kids. We saw a lot of people dying alone. A lot of people died alone with their family watching by Zoom. And we've seen so many of our frontline healthcare workers fall ill. So what we came up with was a personalized negative pressure clean room in under 30 seconds. It's portable, it ships flat. It can inflate in an ambulance, it can inflate on the floor, it can inflate in the ICU, it can inflate in the operating room. It's affordable. We're working with an FDA certified manufacturer, and we believe that our cost to manufacture, we believe we can be around $20 to $40 per unit. But essentially we have a virus vacuum, a pathogen mitigation system that provides that CDC mandated negative pressure and air cycle exchanges in a rapidly deployable format. When we look at healthcare infrastructure and the millions of dollars it costs to have negative pressure rooms, it's just something that's not possible or sustainable. So this is a very user-friendly device. Many of us got our start in emergency medicine. We work in the ICUs and anesthesiologists. And as you can see, this device inflates with some air struts. It uses standard OR, hospital, or portable suction, which you could find in an ambulance or dentistry office. And it's very, very clear and see-through, very, very stable. You can even see the color of the patient's eyes in this video. So this has multiple ports to access the patient. It's large enough to not be claustrophobic, but also small enough to fit on a very slim operating room table and be able to transport these patients through the hallways and not risk contaminating the entire healthcare arena. So our mission is to protect frontline healthcare workers, and we want to build the ARC tent with our unique and versatile design and become the standard of care. So this isn't just a COVID-19 fad. This isn't, even a Delta variant fad and the other variants that are sure to come. This is for the flus. This is for TB. This is for any unknown respiratory situation where we don't want, aerosolized pathogen. And we even look to dentistry at, 550 million dentistry procedures per year, which is the #1 aerosolizing procedure in the country. And so the implications of this are very far reaching and broad. As I mentioned, we think of the military in closed quarters, just like the Teddy Roosevelt, where many of those 5,000 sailors became ill, and it shut down one of our aircraft carriers. And so this has a lot of implications. We saw both hospital ships that got sent to New York and LA inundated with COVID within minutes. And it's just something that we were unprepared for. And we believe we are uniquely positioned to help now and help in the future. So this is a disruptive technology. It's one of a kind. There's really not a near peer competitor that achieves the portable, disposable, affordable, and rapidly deployable needs of the versatile healthcare arena. We are in talks with US government and specifically with AFWorks for a presentation. We have multiple growth strategies, including some fine tuning to make this more amenable to the dental arena, peds, veterinary space, and GI, as we think of EGDs and colonoscopies as just massive aerosolizing procedures where they're heavily utilized PPE, even without some COVID-19 or other pandemic. They're still using heavy PPE. So our IP strategy is solid. We've got a provisional patent that was filed by the Kansas University CTC, non-provisional patents, and international PTC is being filed by Stern, Kessler, Goldstein, and Fox out of DC, a very good IP firm. We've got a solid licensing agreement, very favorable, that was executed on in January of 2021. Our management team, we've got a great scientific advisory board and brain trust, and we are looking for some experience in healthcare management to help us take this to the next level. Our regulatory strategy, initially we went with an EUA strategy, emergency use authorization, with the FDA. They have now kind of closed down that pipeline for COVID. And so in speaking with them, we are now filing a 510K submission as a Class 2 device. We have utilized FDA certified testers, 2 separate groups, and done extensive testing to meet what the FDA has told us would be the requirements for our 510K submission, and pass those with flying colors. We're excited about our manufacturing partner. It's Fit Stores Engineering in Birmingham, Alabama. That's an FDA certified facility that works with the likes of prototypes with Mercedes, other negative pressure environments, and all the way to several medical devices that they have brought to market. So a great partner and a great group of folks to work with. Our ask, mainly, I would say that our biggest ask is in some management and structure. So we are looking for some healthcare management experience, medical device space, FDA experience. We're 5 frontline physicians and have been very humbled by the business and the requirements of what it really takes to take this to the next level in the medical device space. We're looking to make a social impact. Many of us serve on national committees for preparedness, and we've seen our comrades in arms fall ill, and just the devastation this has brought. We're looking for about 500 to 750 in capital eventually to complete the MVP and FDA 510 certification. As far as equity and governance, any partner that we bring on, this is of course negotiable, we're willing to offer, equity, preferred stock, and representation on the board. We'd like to use the funds to continue commercialization in our FDA strategy. When talking with our manufacturer, we believe that we can be able to ramp this up and kit this. This is a very simple design that is sturdy and achieves many goals. So we're very, very excited about being able to manufacture this at a low cost per unit and ramp this up. And our exit strategy right now is a strategic acquisition after FDA certification and finally being able to get moving with the distributors and interested health systems that we've been talking to. We hope to become the standard of care, lots of aerosolizing procedures. We never know when the next event is coming. And also we have a device that could be cheaper than the global PPE expense for standard of care for regular procedures. We'd like to get families in with their loved ones at end of life. And so being able to, provide a clear environment where they can communicate is important. It's important to protect the entryway into our healthcare system, those first responders. Two of us were paramedics, and you never know what you're walking into in the millions of respiratory distress cases that you encounter. And resurgence of this is, it's going to happen. And so it's just going to be the next virus if it's not a variant of COVID. And we've already seen H3N2, H1N1. We've seen MERS, we've seen SARS for, waves of COVID. So definitely something that's not going away. And so we hope that this also decreases the shortages in healthcare. It's hard to deliver healthcare when we don't have the people and don't have the equipment. So being able to provide that care is important, because what we're seeing right now is, even as the COVID numbers go down for the fourth time, the delayed care and the folks that were unable to get care are coming in sicker and sicker. So really quickly, this is just our team, 5 frontline physicians and inventors. All anesthesiologists and ICU physicians with lots of national representation, leadership, research experience, and just a great group of high energetic people that have been along the whole way. Our scientific advisory board, folks from Edwards Life Sciences all the way to advisors with in the military. Andrew Patterson, chair at Emory, works close with the CDC and their biocontainment unit there. So we're really, really excited about the talent we've surrounded ourselves with. I want to thank you for your consideration. Again, my name is Jared Staub, and I can be reached at the contact information below. Thanks again, and we look forward to hopefully meeting with you.